silence, and punish. Why black men can't speak freely in America? In slavery, they whipped our backs to keep us quiet. Today they stop the checks and try to cancel our names to keep us quiet. We were chained up, but now they got us with contracts. The punishment for speaking out as a black man is crazy. It's brutal. And it's designed to keep us quiet. You know, Black men built this country, but it's the same country right now that's burying us. Welcome back to Save Our Black Men. I'm your host, Ike. You know, I'm the one to preach, not the one to punch. Save our black men. If you want to help me on my mission, please hit that like and subscribe button. Please share. Trying to get my followers up so we can start a positive movement. Today's podcast is Silence and Punish. Freedom of speech is not so free. They say we have freedom of speech, but black men, we don't get that freedom. We get consequences. And I'm going to tell you why. Kanye, some of y'all don't understand him because he spoke his mind. See, when he drop a bar about Jews, all hell starts. But he drop a bar about a black man, nothing. It's okay. You could tell us to do bad things. We have Kyrie. He just shared a link. Not a speech. He ain't said a word. But they suspend the man, try to make him apologize, try to beat him psychologically like a slave. Meanwhile, other people say worse, keep their jobs, their platform, and they, keep their support. So let me ask you, is freedom really free? We built the country when we was in chains. Now we run the country. We still in them same chains. It's just a different kind of plantation where you free, you can run alone, but don't misbehave because they're gonna do you like Diddy. The new whip, that bull whip, is financially. Slavery used to physically punish us. We know this. But in today's system, they traded physical punishment for economic punishment. Back then they beat you, they just destroy you. They're doing the same thing now. They blacklist you, they demonetize you, they take your career, your influence, and try to take your livelihood. The only person that stood up was Kanye. But my only question is, where are the people that's supposed to speak up? Who are the so-called leaders in the black community? I know a lot of people run to athletes. A lot of people run to rappers. But you can't pay them to say, save our black men. You could pay them to say, save Israel, but they would never say, save our black men. You could pay them to say, save the United States, but you could never pay them to say, save our black men. So why won't they speak up? Is it too dangerous? At Save Our Black Men, the only thing we want from our people is freedom of speech. Tell the truth. Everyone else get to tell the truth. No consequences. But when we tell the truth, we too aggressive. We bad. They want to hang our reputation, destroy us. So let's be real. You have black men everywhere. Not a lot in politics, but everywhere else. But many of them are into mental chain. They are not gonna say a word. They the type of people, they do what they do and won't say a word no matter what. We're told don't speak on racism too much. That's what the system tell them. It said, don't question the system. Don't make them uncomfortable. You know, the Breakfast Club, a show I just despise. But they interviewed Charlemagne one time, and he said he afraid of Jews. He afraid of his bosses, and he'll never speak on them. No matter what, he'll destroy his own people before he speak on them. But why they fear our voice? That's my question. Why they don't want to hear from black men or black people? You know why? Because the truth shakes the foundation. They know we still oppressed. We're the only one who has not received reparation, but we survived. Only slaves that existed was black people. They didn't enslave the Native American. They did kill and deceive. They didn't enslave them. They enslaved blacks. They killed blacks and they deceived blacks. Because when we speak, the system get exposed. I don't know how they're gonna feel about this. I haven't said anything bad. I want them to know. I want our people to know that we have to speak up. They don't want black men to be loud, clear. They don't want that. They want us to be, yes, sir, grateful, quiet. But the silence is no longer an option. Our people must speak up. Stop being silent and think you're going to get punished. It doesn't work like that. Speak up and be free. This is not about Kanye, Kyrie. Let's get that clear. It's just the examples I'm using. It's about everyone. All you ones like Stephen A. Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley that went out to Kyrie, went out to Kanye because of what they did. Just a freedom of speech that everyone get to enjoy. Every time a black man chooses comfort over courage, we are destroyed. Malcolm knew that well. That's why he was a courageous leader. We don't have anything like that right now. You see, they are so afraid of being counseled because black people let everyone else control them. We have nothing. We own nothing. But if we don't speak up, what do you think gonna happen to the future? They're gonna continue to lose ground. Gonna lose our voice, legacy, and our future. So what I tell them, no matter how rich you are, if you don't speak, you're gonna cost your kids in the future. Because silence don't save us from anything. It just enslaves us. And it won't save us if you don't speak up about it. My time is up. Just remember this. Truth has no filter, and silence has no place. Speak up, black men. Let's be better. Let's protect each other. And as always, save our black men.